seemed to be in a wild region I had never before seen. An immense sun-tilled plain. Throngs of men swarmed all over this plain. Their weapons were long, spears and slings. Then I saw a small band of other missionaries, led by a number of young boys, advance cheerfully towards those savages. When I looked closely at them, I recognized them as our own Salesians. From the first missionary dream which Don Bosco made in 1872 to the sending of the first missionary expedition, only 3 years passed. Such was Don Bosco's desire to bring the gospel and concrete help to every part of the world. You will find a great number of children and even adults living in the most deplorable ignorance of reading, writing, and every religious principle. Go, seek out these brothers of ours, whom misery and misfortune brought to a foreign land. These were Don Bosco's recommendations to the first 10 Salesians who left Genoa for the Americas on the 11th of November, 1875. The sermon he gave in the Basilica the night before embarkation warmed the hearts of the departing and the hundreds of people who had come to pray for them. A new world awaited the missionaries, but also needs, identical to those of Italian families of the time, weighed down by the obstacles of language, a very different nature, and peoples with often violent habits. Today, the Salesians of Don Bosco are present in 137 countries, with parishes, schools, universities, and an active presence on every frontier of humanity, from the refugee camps in South Sudan to the wall separating Mexico from the United States, from African to European prisons. The Salesian Mission Day that falls on the 150th anniversary of the first missionary expedition is a precious gift for the entire Salesian family. The response to the missionary vocation is in fact brought and continues to bring precious fruits for which we can give thanks. Fruits of missionary holiness and fruits of youth holiness in mission lands. New foundations and new congregations founded by Salesian missionaries. And especially fruits of a continuous desire for missionary work on the part of young, consecrated and lay people.
Oggi ci troviamo in un contesto diverso dai primi progetti missionari che ha diffuso la congregazione in tutte le parti del mondo, nei primi 150 anni delle missioni salesiane. Nuove prospettive, nuove interrogative hanno portato nuove riflessioni missiologiche. Oggi urge una nuova riflessione missiologica in congregazione. Oggi le missioni non possono essere comprese solo in termini geografici. Le missioni devono essere comprese nei termini sociologici, culturali e anche con nuove presenze nel mondo digitale.
The missionary vocation from God does not change over time. However, the Salesian charisma is called to renew the ways of its responses by indulging the imagination of the Holy Spirit in going out to meet the men and women of today. The difficulties and needs of children and young people, of the poor, the sick and oppressed in every corner of the earth, become challenges to which to respond with enthusiasm, despite the fear that every new adventure entails.
Ringraziare, ripensare, rilanciare non vuol dire un facile ottimismo. Sono azioni radicate nella fede in Gesù Cristo, che è sempre con noi.
New geographical and cultural frontiers call the Salesian family to a personal and communitarian yes, a full and confident yes in God, in Don Bosco, and in the many witnesses of the Salesian charisma, and in the shared work of those who animate Salesian missionary volunteering.
Non siamo mai soli, anche quando Dio ci sembra lontano, nei problemi, nelle difficoltà, nelle paure che sorgono nell'annunziare il Vangelo.
Seek souls and not money, honors, or dignities. Take special care of the sick, the children, the aged and the poor, and you will gain the blessing of God and the goodwill of people. Do what you can. God will do what we cannot do. Trust everything in Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament and in Mary, help of Christians, and you will see what miracles are.